All right, bell ring on. Should have 5 after today. So, why did Japan attack America at Pearl Harbor? Describe the event and its impact. There we go. There we go. Cruising down the street in my mini tank. Launching artillery shells. Lance, do you think you can help me with securing these flags to the wall, like that little board there, somehow? Like little nails or something? All right, cool. Let me know what Budok says about it. Maybe we can get a nail gun and stand back here and launch. I'm just kidding. All right, yeah.
No, I got something I can ask you now.
Oh gosh,
I really,
you do?
yeah.
Oh, so you can't even do it today? Oh, where are you heading?
Appointment,
Okay.
usual stuff.
All right. Hey, just submit your bell ringers then. Oh, I got that activity done too. See ya. What a guy. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm out. All right, so what do we have here? Why did Japan attack America at Pearl Harbor? What was the reason for it? I thought we helped them becoming an industrial world power, a military power. What the heck? Why are they coming at us? Troy? Yeah, good job, right? So Japan, we all know, is a what? What are they? An island. Good job, Gracie. So they are an island. So they are dependent on expansion. They are dependent on looking for other countries, territories, land in order to fuel their industrialization, in order to fuel to become a stronger country. Right? They need to expand, almost like Great Britain. Right? Great Britain had all these different types of territories all throughout the 1800s. Okay, 1900s even. Okay, all the way up pretty much to where we know as World War II. And they needed to look out. They needed to try to have some sort of trade, especially with America. Okay, so yeah, they were dependent on the U.S. and dependent on expansion in order to try to fuel their military and become stronger, become more dominant power out of the Pacific. All right, so why did the U.S. say, you know what, we're not trading with you anymore. We're not going to give you any more oil. We're not going to give you any type of fuel. All right, why would the U.S. do that? Jeffrey?
Because they're trying to expand too much to become more aligned with Germany and Italy.
Yeah, good job. So 1940, even before that, right, they were expanding into parts of China. Okay, the Korean Peninsula was totally taken over. They're expanding out to other islands out in the Pacific. They're looking towards what modern-day Vietnam is, French Indochina at the time, right? And they're really expanding in a fast rate, a dominant rate. And we all know some of the atrocities that they've done, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, obviously in the upcoming chapter. But terrible, terrible things. Okay, actually, some reports where in China they play like a little game. You guys know lacrosse? You never heard of lacrosse? Shut up. All right, so lacrosse, you know how you have those nets on the end of the sticks and you're throwing the ball back and forth? Well, they had to do something a little bit different. So these Chinese babies, they would use their bayonets and throw them back and forth, and it'd be crazy stuff. Terrible, terrible things. Oh, catch it. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Bayonets, man.
They threw the babies.
Yeah, launching them around. That's just one thing. There's many, many others, right? There's many, many others.
Like infants.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
In a net.
Not in a net, no, a bayonet. A stabbing, like a, you know what a bayonet is?
I thought you meant like really like
Yeah, it's like a long dagger at the end of like the rifle.
So they didn't just like throw back, they like stabbed it back.
They would stab it and then try to launch it off their bayonet, throw them back and forth. That's one report. That's one report. There's many, many other things which we'll get into. No, Jeffrey, no. Just for that, you lose 6 stars, so you're -10 now. Hope you like that one. Okay, so that being said, these things obviously were reported all across the world, especially to the U.S. And the U.S. is like, we're not trading with belligerent countries. We're not trading with these hostile countries, especially right with Germany, Italy, and now Japan. Okay, and this obviously caused a disruption for Japan. Right? They needed this oil, like the video even said, 90% of the oil and gas and fuel, you name it, is dependent on other countries, especially the U.S. So the U.S. cuts it off. Okay, and this obviously pushed Japan to do something to try to attack, to try to expand even more out in the Pacific, which was Pearl Harbor. Now, what was the significance of Pearl Harbor? What was the impact of it here? Forney, what do you have?
The U.S. lost many ships, aircraft, and soldiers, and the attack also made the U.S. declare war.
Yeah, good job. So the Pacific Naval Fleet located at Pearl Harbor. This was a surprise attack. Right? So there's some reports that maybe the U.S. knew about it. They just really didn't think it was much of a threat. They didn't believe Japan would travel all the way across the Pacific Ocean and attack the U.S. naval base. It didn't make any sense. Why would they do it? Okay, they're really barking up the wrong tree if they did. But we know the impact of this event. We saw the significance of it. Okay, that video yesterday should have brought it to, obviously to relate it of how this maybe looked. Okay, and maybe how this was experienced by many others. It was a sad event. 2,500 Americans died. Okay, many naval ships out indefinitely, but for the most part, the whole naval fleet was out for about 6 months. Okay, and obviously Japan's not going to stop. So the U.S. had to do something quick. They had to get back at Japan. They had to get involved in Europe, especially, to try to stop the Axis powers. Okay, and luckily enough, luckily for us, we have industrial power factories, industries that are unmatched. okay, that are unmatched all throughout the world. It was amazing what we could do in such a short period of time. But there's still a daunting task. The U.S. has to fight out in the open water, out in the Pacific, island hopping, okay, using naval military tactics, using aircraft carriers for the first time. Right? The U.S. has never experienced this really, okay? And now at the same time, we have to fight this war in Europe against Germany, who looks unstoppable. Oh boy, this is a heavy, heavy burden. Okay, fighting mostly on land, obviously. Okay, so this is going to be a daunting task for the U.S. Okay, is there any questions? We good? Okay. Okay. No vocab terms for today, but I do have this assignment for you. It's perspectives at Pearl Harbor. I will come around and check your bell ringer, so have those ready to go then. I just want to talk about this real quick while the video is on. All right, so you're going to read these primary sources. Okay, they're very interesting. So here's a Japanese pilot, his perspective of Pearl Harbor. All right, this is very interesting here, what he says about it. Okay, here is a sailor, right, a Navy crew member for America that experienced it. All right, here's just two people, civilians. I believe they're reporters. Okay, that were at Pearl Harbor, and they experienced the whole thing. Obviously, writing about it in journal articles, you name it. And then here is, I believe, another reporter as well. Okay, that experienced the event and the devastation of it. And I actually think these two are just civilians. They just lived on the island. Okay, obviously, this person, the man, was probably a part of the military, some shape or form. So not many people resided there. Okay, if you're from America and obviously you're at Pearl Harbor, it's mostly because you have an occupation with the military. All right, there we go. Just read this article as well. This is really good. This kind of shapes the background of what these perspectives are all about and what actually happened here at Pearl Harbor. Oh, it looks like a little bit of that's cut off. I apologize. Darn. I have to go back and maybe fix that. All right, so there you go. So I'd like you to read those perspectives and then fill out this primary source. It's really just a graphic organizer to help you with filling out these responses. So you're going to go name by name here. Make sure you pick the right name out. Okay, answer these questions in detail. I don't want a couple words. I don't want a couple bullet points. You guys got that? All right, I want you guys to write in full sentences in detail. Okay, no copy and pasting. I want to see your own words. Okay, your own words here. All right, is there any questions? We good? All right, cool. There you go. All you guys work on that. You should be able to get most of it done, if not all of it. And I'll play some music.